Hi, it's Nørgaard. So welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. So today I'm doing a different kind of video because today I'm doing a pedicure video. So in this video I show you guys my full pedicure routine, everything I do to make my feet look as nice as possible. So yeah, this is what the result is. So I will show you the full process. I will show you hair removal. I will show you the nail polish, of course. I will show you how I file my feet, everything I do to keep up my feet. And by the way, I get asked this sometimes. This is a real beauty mark. I did not draw it on. I've had a lot of people ask me if I drew it on, like why would I draw a beauty mark on my big toe? I don't know, that's just so funny to me. Like who would go through the trouble of painting on a faux beauty mark on their feet? So yeah, anyway, this is a real beauty mark if you were wondering. But yeah, back to the pedicure video. I will show you each step and I will talk about how I do it. And it's really simple and it's really affordable and it's really long lasting. This pedicure will last you at least a month. So yeah, let me know what you think of this kind of video. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you do like it. And of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can also click the bell to get post notifications. And it really helps out my channel a lot if you share this video on social media. So thank you if you do that. And right before we get into this video, I just wanted to say that you will see my feet completely from scratch, okay? So I have some imperfections with my feet and I will show them to you and I will go over it with you. So be aware of that. I have warned you now officially. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Okay, so this is what we are working with today. So usually I would not let my feet get this bad, but for the sake of this video, here we are. So the first thing I do when I do my pedicures is a little hair removal. So the hairs on my big toes, I remove those. And I do that one of two ways. I either use a little tweezer or I use a little facial wax strip. You could also use a little eyebrow razor, but then of course the hair is gonna grow back much faster. So I will use the wax today. So the wax strips, they just look like this. So I'm going to use the wax today, and as you can see, this is way too big for what we are going to do. So I'm going to cut this in half. So once I have half a piece, I'm going to warm it like this for 30 seconds. And I'm just going to separate the pieces. And I go ahead and I apply it. Stick it down, rub it in. And then you just pull it back. So yeah, so that was one. I'm gonna do it one more time. And sometimes the hairs grow in different directions, so you wanna rip the strip off in different directions. Okay, so that was super simple. I just did it 3 times. I got almost all of the hairs out. So I'm just gonna go in with my tweezer and just get the last hairs. And my skin is a little bit red. That's totally normal. Just like with waxing any other part of your body, it's normal for the skin to go a little bit red. So now, of course, I'm going to do the other. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to use my eyebrow razor. And I'm just going to go right here on my foot because I do have some finer hairs right here. And because they are finer, I don't really find them to be picked up well by the wax. So that's why I shaved them off instead of waxing. And I also do the same for my toes, because here again the hairs are finer, so they won't really be picked up by the wax. Okay, so next up I'm going to look at how dry my feet are. Usually they will be in pretty good shape because I do use my foot file and my foot cream after every shower. So I don't ever let my feet get too rough. So my heels are a little bit rough. They're not terrible, but the colder weather just is not good for the skin. So I am going in with my foot file just a little bit, just to smooth them out a little bit more. K to the E to the K
Kiki, no, no, no. Kiki. Boss, CBC, every time I want to do. Diamonds in a time when you gotta go. Yeah. She wants wider. To my gypsy girl. Something to myself. She wants wider. Keep it money on my best.
Okay, so once that is all done, I'm just going to apply my foot cream. So I'm just rubbing this in, and then we can move on to the nail polish. And by the way, I'm using this foot file from Scholl. I don't know if this brand is known outside of Europe, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's a pretty well-known brand here in Denmark. It's like the go-to for anything like foot related. So I use that foot file, but I don't find it to be that good actually. It works basically the same as the cheap one I get from the grocery store, and this one is over twice as expensive. So if you have any recommendations for a good foot file that lasts a long time, please let me know. Okay, I just washed my hands and washed my foot file, so now we're ready to do the nail polish, because of course I want to cover up the bruises on my big toes. And actually these bruises are several months old. Okay, it takes forever for these bruises to grow all the way out. These are from back in September. So these bruises have been here for at least 4 months. And it will probably be a lot more than just an additional 4 months until they grow completely out. But the reason why I got the bruises in the first place is because I have bunions on my feet, as you can see right here. I also have it a little bit over here, where the bone, it starts poking out this way, like outwards. And for me, it's hereditary. It's from my dad's side of the family. There's really not much that can be done about it. Eventually, I will have to get surgery to get it corrected. But yeah, it is what it is. So if you notice my bone poking out over here, it's a bunion. And as you can probably also see, it means that my big toe is being pushed the other way, in the opposite direction. And that is why my big toes get bruised easily, because they get squished in shoes when I walk. And back in September, I was in Ghana and I was in Italy, and I was wearing strappy shoes, I was wearing heels, and my bunions, they just don't like that. So now I have these lovely bruises that we are going to cover up now. So for nail polish, I only wear gel nail polish. I haven't worn regular nail polish on my toes in years and years. Like ever since I discovered gel nail polish, I have never worn anything else. So I have 2 different kinds here. These ones are the classic C&D shellac. And then these over here are just gel polishes from eBay. So shellac is what is used in a lot of salons. It's used by professionals. It's a really good and sturdy gel polish. But in my opinion, I actually like these cheap eBay gel polishes just as well. First of all, the shellacs are really hard to get your hands on because they are a salon-only product. So if you want to get them as just a private person, they are often overpriced. I paid a lot of money for these 3. I got them probably about 2 years ago, and I'm actually almost completely out of all 3. But I just looked up online, and these cost around 18 pounds, $18. That's what I could find. So these gel polishes, just from eBay, these are less than $1 each. So the price difference is incredible. And I know it might look like you also get a lot more product in the shellacs, but you actually don't. So you get 7.3 milliliters in the shellacs, and you get 7 milliliters in the gel polishes. So it's almost the same. The shellacs, they just have like more packaging, they have like glass bottles. These are just simple plastic. So it's simply an optical illusion. You actually get almost the same amount of product. So for me, I would go with the gel polishes unless you have the money to spend on the shellacs, because the color of the gel polishes are just as good as the shellac, and they stay fresh, like they stay looking shiny and fresh for just as long. The only thing is that I don't ever really find my shellac to chip, and I have tried having the gel polish chip, but it happens extremely rarely. I think it's happened maybe twice, and it has been after, you know, a long period of wear, so it's really not an issue for me. And since the shellac are 18 times more expensive, I also feel like they have to do a lot better than the gel polishes, and I don't think they do. So for me, I stick with the gel polish. So these two are my base and my top coats, and this one is like my most used color. It is simply a white. I love white on the toes. It goes with everything. It looks fresh. In my opinion, it's just the best. But actually today I'm going to do this color, which is like a pinky nude. It's the same color I'm wearing on my hands. And actually I have never done anything other than white on my toes, so this will be the first for me. So anyway, now we have to prepare the nails for the gel polish. So if your nails are long, I would recommend using just a nail clipper, cut them down. But since my nails are not that long, I'm just going to file them. I'm using this file from Essence. This is like my favorite file. I've used it so much and it still hasn't gotten dull. So it comes with two sides, like a rough side and a more fine side. I always use the more rough side. So now I'm just going to go ahead and file down the nails, get them into shape. So now that the filing is done, I'm going to take my nail, what is this called? Cuticle scissor. And I'm just going to cut off any excess cuticle that's kind of attached to the nail beds. This little cuticle cutter I got from eBay. It was really affordable. It was a couple of bucks. And I do prefer this over the traditional cuticle scissors. Those that are actually shaped like a scissor. I just find this to be easier to work with. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to push my cuticles back with the end of my eyebrow razor, and then I can go ahead and cut off any excess. So this is kind of difficult to do on camera, but this is a very important step. This is what's going to make your your pedicure look professional. So I cut off my cuticles, and you want to be careful when you do this because you don't want to cut into your skin. It will hurt, it will start bleeding. So make sure you do a very little amount at a time. As you get accustomed to your own cuticles, you will know how much you can cut off. But yeah, now I'm just going to buff the surface of my nails, and then I'm going to start applying my gel polish. So personally, I really like this little tool from Sephora. So it has 4 different sides. I like to use the one called file step number 1 just to buff out my nails. So even though this is like the nail filing side that you would use to like shape your nails, it's not very rough, so I can use this to buff out my nails. This side is actually the one that's meant for buffing, but I find it to be a little too fine. It doesn't do enough, so that's why I use this side. And also in comparison to my nail file, this is a lot more fine. This one is a lot more rough and harsh. This one is more gentle, so I wouldn't use this to buff my nails. That would be too much, but this one is okay. So I just go ahead and buff the surface of the nails. She wants to see wonder, one get high grade. From a distance, baby, I'm going in. So now I'm going to clean my nails to prep them for the gel polish, and I'm going to use a hand sanitizer to do that. So I just spray it on a little cotton pad, and I go ahead and I clean off the nails because you don't want anything on the nails. Because if you have any oil, any leftover cream, any dirt, anything, it's going to affect the nail polish. So it's important to clean your nails. So here I have my LED lamp. I just got this on eBay. It was around $10, I think. It's really affordable. and it comes with a USB cord, so I just plug it into my phone charger. And then you have the option of doing 99 seconds, 60 seconds or 30 seconds. I usually always just do 99. So I'm going to start with the base coat. I'm just going to shake it up first. And then I go ahead and apply it. And you don't want to apply too much, because if it starts spilling out onto your skin, then it will be easier for the nail polish to lift. And you also do not want to go all the way down to the cuticle. You want to leave a tiny little gap, because if it touches the cuticle, then your nail bed, it can't breathe. And you guys, I completely forgot to put on my toe separators. These are so good when you're doing a pedicure, so I'm just going to put these on right quick. So now I'm going to just let the nails cure for the 99 seconds. Okay, so now it's done, so I will lift this off, and then the base coat is cured. So then I'm going to go in with my first color coat. So again, I take the nail polish and I just make sure it's shaken around, and I go ahead and do the first color coat. And again, I try not to go too close to the cuticle. And also, this first color coat is about creating the shape. So with the next coat you will create the opacity. Right now you just want to create the shape.
Red Cross, baby, come to my aid.
And by the way, if you get nail polish on your skin, you want to take it off immediately, because if you wait until after the nail polish has cured, then it won't be able to come off. So now I'm simply going to cure this layer. So now the first coat has cured, and as you can see, there are still many gaps in the nail polish, so that is what we are going to correct now with the second coat. So I just do exactly the same thing, apply a second coat, and after the second coat the nail polish should be opaque, and we can move on to the top coat. Okay, so it's looking pretty good now. So that is the second coat. Now I'm going to take my top coat, just shake it up as before, and again I go ahead and apply that on top. And again, be careful you don't apply a too thick of a layer, because it is clear you can't really see that well how much you're applying. So just make sure you're not applying too much, because if you apply too much, then it's going to collect at the outer edges and it's going to lift, and it's also just going to look very thick. So now I have the top coat on, and I'm just going to cure this layer of polish as well. Basically, when this is done, we are all done with the pedicure. Okay, so it's all done curing. So now I'll take this off, and I'll go in with another cotton pad and some more hand sanitizing spray. And I'm just going to go over the nails, because the gel nail polish, it will leave a sticky film on top. So you just want to wipe that off, and don't worry, this is not like regular nail polish where you can mess it up, because once it's cured, it's completely solid, you know, it's not going to move anywhere. Okay, you guys, so I guess that is pretty much it. So here we are with the finished result. So as I said, the redness from the waxing needs to go down still. And yeah, I just feel so much better about my feet now. I think they look so much better. And I do really like this light pink and nude color. I think it's actually really pretty. So please let me know down below what you thought of this kind of video. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also click the bell to get post notifications. So yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. So take care and bye bye. Oops, my ring fell off. Anyway, bye.